When you change to another scene in Unity, all the objects from that scene are destroyed unless you specify that a certain object needs to survive scene loading. This will be the topic from today's video. Here I'm using this example solution from my Unity repository, in which I simply switch between a couple scenes. I will leave the repo in the description if you want to clone it. Now, let's suppose I add this object in the main scene, in the first scene. As you can see, this object doesn't exist in the other scenes. Now, let's create a new script. I'm going to call it makeObjectPersistent, and we're going to attach it to this GameObject that we want it to persist between scenes. The awake method runs earlier than start, so let's define this function, and inside let's write DontDestroyOnLoad, and between parentheses pass GameObject with the first letter in lowercase. This variable means the GameObject that this script is assigned to. Now, if you enter in the play mode, you will see that our object is now listed down here, and if we change the scene, this object isn't destroyed. You should be aware though that if you return to the original scene, now there will be two copies of the object, and this problem will get worse if you go back and forth between scenes. By the way, I have a playlist full of Unity tutorials in my channel. I'm just saying, you may find them useful. So to prevent the duplicate problem, you can use the Singleton pattern, which is a fancy way to say, I'm unique and anyone who tries to take my place will die. You can code that in a few lines of code, defining a public static variable of the same type as your script. Let's call it, for example, unique instance. And here in the awake method, we check if that unique instance variable is equal to null. And if this is the case, great, we are the first object to reach this part of the code. So we quickly take place by assigning us in this spot, and then we tell Unity to not destroy us. And if you are not the first instance to reach this part of the code, bad luck, we will be destroyed. So here's our object. Now when we change the scene, we still have that object in the other scene, and when we return to the first scene, you can see that there is only one copy of the object. So we're done. Subscribe to this channel and don't forget to check my playlist full of Unity tutorials. See you next time.